Many people right now are calling the cryptocurrency bull run over. We topped out at 108 and that's as far as this ship is sailing. Well, I'm here to say I don't believe you, and I think there is more to come. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the macro side of things, why I believe we have some upside to come. And this is all just, well, a game to shake the little people out. If that's something you like the sound of and you're interested to find out more, hit up that subscribe button and don't forget, smash a like if you enjoy this content. And with that being said, let's get into this video. So headlines like crypto crash triggers $1 billion in leverage liquidations over the past 24 hours. Well, they only ever come out when we see bad news. We see this all the time. The Fed's taking Bitcoin away, no Bitcoin strategic reserve. It's all a bit crazy. In fact, the reality is when you deep dive into some of this, it's all just meant to shake you out. That's my opinion, by the way, and you'll have yours. But market turbulence spreads to crypto assets as the Fed cautious measures affect global financial stability. This is under a current Biden administration. Understand that when Trump gets in, I think it becomes very different. He's already said what he's going to do. His policy is very clear in terms of stimulating the economy, and he's very clear in terms of what he wants to do with Bitcoin. Whether Jerome Powell can say they can't have it or not, I think becomes irrelevant on January the 20th. And so therefore I think market capitalization on the people that want to sell is exactly what's happened. Look at some of the macro things that are going on right now. El Salvador continues to add Bitcoin to its strategic reserve, adding a further $1 million, heading their total now up to 5,980 Bitcoin. Again, Argentina doing the same. And we already know there's a number of states, Texas, Missouri, and a couple of others that have already put a quote in or that they've put a request in for a Bitcoin strategic reserve. If you think Donald Trump's going to go back on his words, you are out of your mind. This is absolutely going to be something that comes Jan 20th. And you're definitely going to have to keep an eye on it. Moreover, the SEC now approving hashtag NASDAQ and Franklin crypto indexes, which is just another step in terms of adoption and more importantly, how we build out further cryptocurrency assets in the Wall Street market. Why? Because it's the demand. Wall Street want it. Again, there has been a huge amount of inflow, nearly $7 billion running through ETFs, now with a total market capitalization of $112.65 billion. We talked about this yesterday. In fact, Bitcoin in the iShares Bitcoin Trust was up again, 3,500 in fact, put into that pot. The total bought today is almost the equivalent of El Salvador's entire amount. Understand the macro part of that. And then even more than that, Mara Digital, they bought $1.53 billion worth of Bitcoin, the second largest Bitcoin holder. And bear in mind, they're a Bitcoin mining company. So not only are they mining it and are increasing their hash rate, they are absolutely deploying miners right now into the network. They are buying Bitcoin as well. So chuck all this in the same thing. What do you get? Well, you get a market shakeout that is aligned to, well, bull market sentiment. It's simply a matter of running the course. Now, many people will have sold. Many people will have been liquidated. That number of around $1 billion is pretty insane when you think about it. But it's a Bitcoin reset. It's an opportunity now for people to come back in. Yes, we broke some key levels, but we'll see what happens over the course of the next 24 hours. Don't forget, you've also got an altcoin market that everyone is expecting to move. So let's take a look at a couple of interesting charts right now. This is the total market cap of everything, currently sitting around 3.28 trillion. Understand what that looks like and more importantly, what that means. We see the two big candles coming down, breaking this key resistance on the 20-day exponential moving average. But more importantly, it didn't break down below that 3.27 trillion. It didn't come down all the way that we thought we may get at around 3.15. We could even see it come lower, but I don't think so. Bitcoin has been bought and it's been bought big. If you take out the rest of both Bitcoin and Ethereum and just look at the overall altcoin market, well, what do you see? You see an altcoin move. Altcoins are starting to push once again as Bitcoin dominance comes down. We have been rejected out of this zone that I've been talking about on my live stream, which was critical to make sure that Bitcoin continues to hold, but altcoins get their opportunity. In fact, altcoins, in my opinion right now, are going to drag this market continuing into the bull market. Look at something like XRP, currently up 3% already as we start the day. Bouncing key off this 20-day exponential moving average with volume re-entering the market is important to reference. Look at some of these other key ones. You've got Pendle moving. You've also got Phantom, Jasmy up 2% and many, many others. This is good news for the market and more importantly, good news for the overall sentiment. This will feel better. If Bitcoin pumps, well, the Bitcoin maxes feel good. The markets tend to move a little bit afterwards, whereas altcoins are absolutely key. In fact, Ethereum holding green after a pretty aggressive dip. Now, I actually have moved some of my Ethereum positions into what I would deem as more speculative plays, but certainly have bigger potential. If you want to see more content like that, let me know down in the comments And I can definitely give you my top picks for what looks like in this bull market, and certainly the undervalued ones that I believe are out there. That's what I've been doing over the course of the last few days. So let's talk about it just in the macro. Is this a point to be concerned? Well, in my opinion, Jerome Powell has just been Jerome Powell. He can't be super bullish on Bitcoin. He's the man that runs the monetary policy of the US. However, we know Donald Trump is the complete opposite and an incredibly Bitcoin bull right now. And if you look at the technicals, yes, we've had a couple of days of harsh resets, but that is nothing different to what we see in every other bull market cycle and has done now for years. You only have to go back to 2021 before we saw the move from that local top all the way down. In fact, we rallied from a significant top, again, back down to a low on the double top. You can take a look at it here. Back in 2021, here was the top that we came in at, 65, dropped all the way down to 29,000. We halved our value before rallying up to break, again, that all-time high. Even if you take the first rally up, that 42,000 from the bottom of 10 came down from 42, retraced down to a 28,000, dropped $12,000 to $13,000 in value before then pushing for the all-time high. So where are we at? Well, it kind of pales to insignificance when you look at the correction that we have here on the 3-day chart. It's nothing, in my opinion, to worry about. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Lots of people will be freaking out, but equally there are lots of bargains on the table to grab. So let me know what you're buying in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of all of this. Have you been checking out? Are you worried about the market? Or is it all, well, just a Bitcoin bull run? As always, thank you so much for watching the video. And again, don't forget, if you want me to break down some of those undervalued tokens, let me know by smashing that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.